Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back along to another episode here on Cornbrook Contracting. We are out, we're doing a bit of muck cutting today. We're actually spreading it directly onto the field. And it is a job of focusing on cows today for the whole team really. These are Gav's cattle. He's got just over 100 at the moment and they are looking fantastic, I must admit. But we today the three of us are up here working away, carting some muck and slurry as it goes. I am on muck duty, and we have Jamie and Gav, who are Jamie and GD, beg your pardon, who are kind of over the other side there. They are, one is tanking and the other one is on the nurse tank, so that's pretty cool. Now I'm just going to jump into the mighty massive, and we're going to get ourselves away there and see what's going on. Now they're on the other side of the yard there. We've got a couple of fields to run into here, which we're going to do. Come back to this one on our right in a minute or two, but like I say, first things first, we're heading down and around the corner. Now we've been doing quite a bit of work recently for Gav. I just finished yesterday baling what ended up being approximately, I think it was 25-30 acres of hay for him, kind of just over the far side there, so that's gone quite well. And now we're moving on to a little bit of stubble land that we have here. We'll get this done before he looks to start ploughing it all in really, so that'll be quite good indeed. So yeah, we're just coming into this one first. Should be nice and easy, shouldn't take us that long at all to do. And up goes the hydraulic board on the back. There we go. So what we need to do here is just take it nice and slowly, and we'll get this all out as soon as we can. Not quite as wide a spread and width on here as some of the bigger newer machines. We're still looking in the region of about 6 meters though, which is, you know, could always be a lot worse. We're going to go nice and slowly so we can just get a big coverage really, put a nice layer of muck onto each of these fields. The aim is for us here today, we're going to do this guy, we're going to do that one over there, the one to my right as well, might get some slurry onto it more though, and there's one over the hedgerow again that we're going to look into, and that will be pretty much everything I think at that stage. Should be looking really good. We'll just get that slowed down a bit, just trying to get my cruise control set properly. There we go. Let's just see about that. Perfect. Maybe dial down just a little bit more. Excellent stuff. So yeah, we want to apply this nice and thickly really. We want to put a good layer of muck on here so we can allow it to kind of just sit and rot in for a little bit before it gets ploughed in. And now what I'm going to do is probably just stop it there. I usually just go backwards and forwards on this, so this is a bit of a small odd-shaped field, so we're it's going to take maybe a few runs just to get it all done. Excellent, we're off to the races again. Got the PTO set away on my joystick there, so we just press the yellow button and off we go again. Nice and easy. It's not the quickest work, but it's the most rewarding. I think you really want to utilize your organic material as much as possible, which I do really think we're doing here. And onwards we go. So I hope you're all doing very well there. Whatever you're getting up to, do let me know down below in the comments how it's all going and what you're doing. We're kind of tucking ourselves into a lot of hay now. We've got a few more fields to run out, one of which is over there. Got some silage to go and do in a new yard, which is just over the hillside there, actually. For a contractor or for a farmer who is not going to do any of the arable work himself, it's a predominantly arable farm, and the silage we're going to be doing, we're going to be baling, and then it's going to be ploughed over and put into cereal crops. So we're going to do all of that, which is going to be great. So it's a lot of extra work for us. They have no intention of doing any of the work themselves either, which is very good actually. It should be very lucrative for us as a contract. And yeah, we'll see how that one goes. How are we getting on over there, Jamie?
We're We're doing pretty well. We're Dave's just come back, and yeah, we're doing quite nicely. Slurry is going far, which is good.
Fantastic. That's great stuff. Yeah, we're
Although the land being cultivated is meaning it's a little bit of a rough job.
I see. That's good to hear. It's going well though. It's not a little bit bumpy. We're getting through here. I'm just heading back up to the yard now for load number 2 on the muck.
So how's the manure spreading? Is it going on evenly?
Not all too bad. I'm taking it nice and slowly. We're putting a good, heavy, kind of thick layer on there, so it's we've set our cruise control around 2 miles an hour, but it's going on well, and hopefully it gets about a week or so just to start to rot away before we come and plough it all in.
Excellent. Yeah, this is going to need a nice, good soaking before anything gets on here, I think.
Well, it's got the nice dry weather to do it, I suppose, at the moment.
Exactly. Yeah, yeah. Gonna need it. It's shining quite nicely on the top.
How's Dave getting on with the nurse tank?
He seems to be doing good. He's well ahead of me actually needing to refill, which is quite good. And I'm not standing around waiting for him.
Well, that's always good news. Okie dokie. So we've got 2 tankers on the go over there. Jamie is in the field, and we'll get around there.
He's going quite far actually. This is we're about halfway through the field, about halfway through the tank. So yeah,
that's fantastic. So yeah, Dave is being a nurse tank really. So the benefit of that is that Jamie doesn't actually have to leave the field. Whenever Jamie is empty, he just goes over to the nurse tank, over to Dave, who will fill him up, and then he will take it. Push that a bit. He fills them up from there. So it's a nice new system. It's something that allows us to be a little bit more efficient. Really reduces down the time we have for the time it takes really to load. So that's always quite good. And it means that we're not kind of waiting around queuing up at the slurry point either, which is always fantastic. There we go. Get that one done there. Yeah, so it allows us. We do have quite a bit of dairy in the region here, so we are trying to kind of cultivate our business, really, excuse the pun, and accommodate all where we can. So I think it's working out quite well right now. And up we go, just like that, and stop, and go. And away you go. You can see Gad's got quite a realm of equipment of his own here, actually. He really does do alright. There we go. So I might take all of this, I'm not quite sure, we'll see how it goes. When we're loading muck here, we are very much on the edge of what is manageable for a machine such as this. It's a little bit heavy on that front end now. I lose a bit of my grip on the back end of the loader, a little bit tricky. There we go. Perfect stuff, and out we go once more. That's probably going to about do it there. We'll knock that back. Perfect. good little match for this tractor actually when it's full, this rolling spreader. We picked this one up when we were actually over in, come back over from France there, and it's worked wonders for us. It really, really has. I'm really quite pleased to get on board with that. Oh, there's a plane somewhere. And we'll just head back around this corner here. So we've got a lot of land that we need to now cater for. A lot more work that's going to come our way, and it's going to be interesting to see how we manage to do all of that, to be honest, there with our current workload as well. We'll be able to do it. We have the capacity without doubt, but it should just be a bit challenging, really. So first thing let's do, let's open up the hydraulics on the back. There it goes. And we're in. I was just telling everybody that we've picked up a whole load of new contract work, which is going to keep us nice and busy.
Absolutely, that's yeah, that whole farm that we've been asked to manage.
Yeah. Now speaking of which, there's a little field I ploughed over yesterday that we're going to send Dave up to through the week. I think he's going to just work that over and probably drill it as well. It's only about 4 or 5 acres, but they want to put it into barley anyway, so we'll get him sent over to do that, and that kind of gets that job out of our hands, really.
Excellent. That'll keep him busy.
Yeah, I hope so.
We've yeah, we're doing our first refill. We didn't quite.
There's plenty of slurry from what I gather, so there's plenty to go around.
Yeah, should work nicely.
Okay, so we're actually overlapping this one a little bit, but that's not a bad thing. Like I say, want to make sure we get as much on here as possible. I need to get my GPS sorted out on this tractor. It's proven a little frustrating now not having this all set up and running. So that's the next on the list for sure. I have to get the fitters in to make sure we can get the Trimble box all set up so it works through here. And once we've done that, I will be a happy bunny. Oh, there goes, that was Jamie, I think, right there. Alright, just like that, another load in the books. Let's click off the cruise control. And we'll head back down there again, do it all over again. Probably enough there to keep us going for the next few hours, I would imagine. Really shouldn't struggle to see through most of today. We've got a little bit of a break in the harvest. Next job we've got coming up is a little bit of, we've got some whole crop one doing, some oats actually. That's coming up, which will be good. And then we've also got a few other jobs as well that aren't quite ready yet. A little bit of harvesting, some more baling of hay that's not quite there, and some silage that I've got to go and do tomorrow. And then yeah, we're getting along there. We're certainly are ticking through, which is great. Let's head back down here again. Excellent. And then all we need to do is stop. And get ourselves up here a little bit more, and then whip it around the other way. That should about do it. We spin it around like that. Perfect. As always. Okay, let's get this one tipped into here. Supposed to be, once I finish here as well, going over to... Oh, missed a bit there. Going over to some of God's other land where I baled the hay earlier, because he wants that cleared for the slurry guys. I don't know if we'll quite get that done today. But we'll have to see. Maybe that'll be a job for another day to get that slurry. I know he started to clear the bales when I was in there, but I don't quite think he got it all done. Let's get this all tied up first. Lovely stuff. It's actually not too heavy a muck in here either. It's holding out really well. Sometimes it just got a little bit too wet and steaming, but it's doing alright for now. So it must mean it's been here for a little while. It's already started to kind of break down a little bit, which works well, because that means it's not going to take as long on the field. We can get that ploughed in pretty quickly, and it'll make for a heck of a good seed bed for the next crop. And around we go again. Whoa, stop. Brakes get a little bit heavy when it's when we've got a full load on the front there like that. The brakes do not like responding at all.
I think the other field he needed doing was over here, wasn't it? Field 12?
Possibly. Let me just check the map and I'll come back to you. So I think you can also look at field, I think it's 17 as well actually, which is a 3 along. It's a long rectangular one. I think that's the next one. Let me just double check again. Beg your pardon, field 7 is a good one to go to next. Now, I'll be out of your way here in just a second.
Okay, no problem.
Oh, there we go, holding everybody up here as usual. We'll just pull over, make sure they have plenty of room there. Alright, pull over, make sure they've got plenty of room. And off we go. And off we go then. So we're gonna get cracking along here. Got a bit of a convoy in session right now, and we'll see how we get on there. So if I'm not mistaken here, then Jamie, it's not the field I'm about to turn into. Not the one after that. It's the one after that you want to be in.
Okay. I'm going to see. I think it's. I had a feeling it was 12 because it was already cultivated. So I need to check.
Could be done as well, I suppose. But yeah, I know he told me they won't get all the stubble done first.
Okie doke. So the one before all of the hay.
That's the one. Hold that up again. Up comes my door. And off we go. So we're going to keep pushing ourselves through here. We've got a little bit more to do, as you can see. Both myself and Jamie will be going. I've got a great operation going over there, it looks like. You can see how Dave just kind of pulls into the side and waits to unload. And Jamie will let him have it. So that's looking good. Nurse tanks in this situation work particularly well when you need to kind of consolidate that trip. That's a long old trip to get back to the slurry lagoon, fill up and then get back. So if you can time it whereby one doesn't need to do it again, that's pretty good. Works pretty darn well. Swerved over a bit there. But otherwise, not all too bad. Just keep trundling along, and we'll get this all done in no time, I am sure. Okay, get to the end here in a few seconds, knock off the PTO. Just like that. And we'll spin it back around. There we go. Happy days. So I think all of the land around here at the moment is looking like it's going to be ploughed in, particularly if it's got muck on it. If it has any slurry on there, it could well just be kind of worked in, disked in maybe. If it's left to soak in long enough, it shouldn't be a problem. But yeah, it's with the muck there, it's always better to kind of get that ploughed in where we can. And we'll see how that goes. But lots to do in that front. We do have a new plough actually. We've got a new Kuhn plough. It is another 5 furrow. It's a heavy 5 furrow. This tractor can use it without the front weight on, but man, oh man, does it really want that front weight block on there. Just to kind of make it a little bit more secure. But elsewhere, everything is as it was really for us. Oh yeah, Jamie's flying through there. Really, really cracking along. It's looking like a great operation from over this side of the fence.
Yeah, it's going very nicely. I'm about to run out though, so I'm about to go and get filled up, I think.
This is where it works really well with having the nursing tank on there. It really helps speed up the job.
Oh, absolutely. Dave might be sitting here for a bit longer than he'd like though.
Alright, now I think we're about done here, so I'm just gonna cruise along back towards the main gate there. At this stage, I think we are all but done. I'm going to leave it here as I head on back down to the yard to get the next load, and we will see what we get done from there. So until the next time, put that down. Thank you ever so much for watching. I do hope you have enjoyed. If you have, as always, don't forget to hit that like button, smash that subscribe button, and drop us a share. Make sure you check out Mr. Virtual Farmer, who is also hosting all of Jamie's content as well. So do make sure you go and do that, and we will see you in the next one. So until then, stay safe, enjoy what you're doing as always, but most importantly, happy farming.